Happy birthday.
Thank you very
Happy
much.
birthday,
We're
Vinny.
Happy
live.
birthday.
Thank
Happy
you,
birthday,
gentlemen.
Vinny.
Guys, it's thank you, Tom. It's birthday beers, first beer since January 4th. And guys, I'm telling you, it's not as good as I remember. So we'll see if we'll tone it down on the beer. But today, definitely forget it was my birthday. I needed a couple of beers after watching that game today. So live, we got Gio, we have Youssef, David, Montreal David, Tommy. Always a pleasure. And Fabio, not from the garage this time, from Long Island. I love it, Long Island, the home of Mick Foley. You see, I know about all my wrestling. Guys, we're gonna give a couple of minutes to see everybody coming on, and this is you guys remember we used to do Milan Weekly podcast after dark. There's beer, there's smoking. This is not suitable for young children. It's like, there's WWE that is suitable for young children, and that's where the indies, the death match kind of wrestling time right now.
ECW.
The AEW.
No, ECW, KAW, you with the big show now. And by the way, I was thinking, I think I might have to bring a new content to the channel. It will be Milanistas talking wrestling. I'm convinced we would have a lot of people from over there.
We would.
But yes, guys, so welcome everybody. Liban Youssef, what was the first one on to making the comments there on YouTube? Nima Aguri, yes, and Nima reached out to me on the Twitter machine, on Facebook right now. And Nima, he said, I call him my favorite garden snake. And definitely we're going to do a nice little season recap when the season is over. And he had a good question for me, guys. And I told him, I'm like, as long as you don't finish first, because, I hate Inter. And he's like, what do you prefer? Juventus being in first? I'm like, no. And then he was asking me to choose. Guys, if you had to choose, Gio, let me start with you. Juve or Inter winning the Scudetto?
Nobody, man. Why would I want any of them to?
That is the correct answer.
You know how we hate. I've been missing. You know what? You need to bring back Tommy time because after the Derby, I was feeling down. I barely recovered, and I need those rants in Italian. And if the haters are saying speak English, tell them there's Google Translate. That's what we need to know. I miss those Tommy times.
I'm sure we're gonna get some Tommy time. I'm sure we're gonna get some Tommy time to us. And Husni, welcome, his first ever new Patreon, guys. How are you?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Good, very good. We're just taking through because we have Nima. And Nima's from Sempre Inter, a good friend, and he was asking me if we had a choice between. I told him I don't want Inter to win the Scudetto, neither Juventus. But if we had to choose, Youssef, how about you? If you had to choose.
I mean, I would go with the same answer as Gio, but if you hold a gun to my head, I'm going to say Inter and hear me out.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm going to say Juventus. Did I say Inter? My God. I meant Juventus.
Okay.
And the main reason is because we are equal in terms of the number of Scudetti titles.
Okay.
And I don't want them to surpass us. Juventus is just, I don't know if they were ever going to reach them in my lifetime. So
okay.
I'm fine with that.
So
that's my logic, at least.
Your logic from over there, David. How about you? Are you on the same wavelength as everybody? Juve, Inter.
Yeah.
Which one would hurt the less?
I don't know, man. Because one thing is for sure, I hate to say this, but a lot of my friends are Juventini. So to hear them again for the 10th straight year that they won another Scudetto, it's enough. Like I give one to Inter. I would like Napoli, Roma to win, so I don't have to choose either of them. But yes, if I have to choose. I would say neither, but like Youssef said, if I have a gun to my head and I have no choice to pick one, I would say Inter just because I'm fed up of seeing Juventus win every time. But my real answer would be, besides Milan, I would actually want Napoli or Roma to take it. Not even Atalanta. Atalanta, no way.
No, not Atalanta from over there. Tommy, this is your time. I'm definitely, I know who you're choosing. Juventus or Inter winning the Scudetto?
Il Milan.
Okay. But if you had
Milan.
to choose,
No, Il Milan.
So there is no other choice for Tommy. It's Il Milan. I don't care about no Juve, no Inter. It's Il Milan.
No, Il Milan.
Okay, Fabio, are you with Tommy on this one, or what do you say?
I mean, it's hard to disagree with Tommy, but honestly, I would pick Juve in a heartbeat. I don't want to see Inter win ever. So
okay, so I'm with you because I just hate Inter that much, right? Sorry, Nima, I love you, but Inter I can't take. Husni, how about you? Are you with everybody on this one? Are you going to go against the grain? What are you feeling?
No, definitely got to be Juve. The thing is that they've won so many titles in the past few years. Winning another one just means less and less. So it's just all the more sweeter than the next time we win it. I mean, I don't care if we're going to be in 19th place and be relegated. I want Inter to be 20th.
I like it. So is like, you know what did they have? 35, 42 Scudettos, whatever. But thank you, everybody, for the birthday wishes on the comments. And yes, Gigio has a birthday. I have a birthday, but we're all mooching off. Woo! Nature Boy, Ric Flair's birthday today, turning 72. But we're here today to talk about the Europa League game. Guys, okay, so we can look at it. People were saying, okay, we didn't play very well. I have no problems against it. And I call this, thank God for Frank Kessie. I don't know if you guys paid attention to this guy. It's like, Jesus, man. Thank God for Frank Kessie. He was just all over the place. He was playing every single position. And in the end, we did face a lower tier team, but we could have almost lost this game. And thank God for Gigio and that crazy save. But, let me go through every single one of you. Maybe your thoughts of, are you on the, hey, we qualified, we didn't lose, and this is like, maybe heading on to better things, or you're still worried? Let's start with you, Gio.
I'm worried. Vinny, I've been saying that I love this young team, but it's like recently we lost our spirit. We used to have like, okay, we were like depleted. We had 10 players out and we were always winning. Now we're getting a little bit healthy and we're not performing. We can't score any goals. Rebic and Ibra were off today. Ibra, he was yelling at him. I don't know what Rebic was doing, and stuff. I'm a little worried. I wanted to win today so we could get back on track so we could win on Sunday. Have a good attitude, but yeah.
Okay, so I could definitely hear on that one. Yusuf, how about you? I know you're not, you're definitely still on the couch. You're not even making it towards the bus itself. Or did you see this as a negative today? How did you take today's game?
Again, I'm actually worried now. Even before, I don't know about you guys, but didn't you guys had that feeling during our good performances and our winning streaks that it's just that we're just waiting for a dip to happen? It's something that is inevitable to happen, and it's happening now. And I think this is happening. Even this is the mentality even in the dressing room. Everyone is saying, even pundits are saying that Milan are boxing above their weight. And I think we're just seeing the start of the dip, or just a little bit of a dip in the performance, and then hopefully we'll go up again.
No, definitely. We spoke about it, Steve and I. We've been winning so much, and unfortunately, the expectations have been changed since we saw this team win. And the dip, we always said the dip is going to happen. Now, do I prefer it happening now and at the end of the season? Inter might hit a dip. The Juves already, to me, hit their dip. We'll see what happens. There's still a lot of games to be played. David, how about you? Are you on the worried side? How are you feeling about today's game?
Listen, today's game, if Mario could show you the camera from when we're working together, I think I almost broke his wall 4 times. The amount of times we missed. Listen, guys, I'm optimistic. I like to see my team succeed and everything, but the way we've been playing for the last 5-6 games, ties, losses, underperforming, with the whole team there, minus maybe Benacer. But listen, that one guy is not gonna make a big change. But the only thing is, we need to strap up and play a lot better, because the way we've been playing now recently, I don't see Milan going to Scudetto. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, calm down. Just listen, guys, it's time to worry, because it's not 1 or 2 games and we dominated and we showed hard. Listen, sometimes we're looking like a chicken without a head. We were running around. Romagnoli, oh my God. More and more I'm trying to say, get this guy off the field. But he's our captain.
We're gonna get to Romagnoli because I have the sports media at Pagella. We're gonna get through that. So you're still a little worried, Tommy. How about you? I know standard.
I'm very worried. I'm very worried.
You're very worried.
I've been worried since Atalanta. Atalanta, we didn't show up. La Spezia. Let's not even talk about Spezia. How could you? You're supposed to be in a Scudetto race and you don't show up against La Spezia. But then you not only you don't show up, you even lose against La Spezia. Then you go against Inter, you got totally destroyed. And Romagnoli, let me tell you something, a captain. Let me tell you something. I would prefer a Franco Baresi playing at his place. At least maybe
No kidding.
maybe Franco Baresi would be 10 times better than him. Franco Baresi, believe me, he was a hell of a player.
Yes,
And
Tommy,
he played. No, and it's not. Look, and it's not the soccer because the soccer of today, francamente, è una merda compared to the soccer of yesterday. Parliamoci chiaro e tondo. Ronaldo, if he would have played in Milan back in '88, Ronaldo would have been on the bench. He wouldn't even be on the field. The soccer of today is a pure merda. And then not even let me not even go to Lukaku. Lukaku un altro cazzo di merda, because if it was somebody else, gli avrei fatto saltare le gambe sto cornuto. Then he comes in and everybody Linder è una merda come la Juventus, tutte e due grandissime merde, due squadre di merda.
I love how we went. Tommy, talk to me about the Europa League against Red Star.
Una merda, in Milan, let me tell you something. In Milan was never big in Coppa UEFA, Europa League. This is these are little cups, good for la Juventus, good for l'Inter, not for Milan. In Milan, the DNA is the Champions League. La Coppa dei Campioni, la Coppa UEFA, se la può scaffare in culo altre squadre. We don't need that. We need the Champions League.
Thank you for that intro, Tommy Husney. You should be learning Italian because Tommy just, if not, you should put some Google Translate. That's what Tommy's going from there. But Fabio from Long Island, how about you? Are you worried? How are you feeling after today's game?
Well, I have to tell you guys, first, the experience of today's game was interesting because CBS decided that Manchester United was Milan's game for some reason. For the first 20 minutes, I couldn't even watch the game. And then while I was watching it, I was driving home. I swear to God, they almost made me get into like 3 accidents because I'm screaming. Rebic looked like he had no idea what he was doing. I'm very worried. I was on the bus, but I'm still on the bus. I don't get off the bus ever. All right, we got to
man of his word.
Pedal to the metal. We got to try for first place. But man, Red Star looks like they were giving us a hard time. They were giving us a hard time. And we had no answer at some point.
Definitely give us a hard time. Like, it just feels like these little teams somehow, like, they gain confidence after these performances. Husney, are you with everybody else? Are you stressing? Are you how are you feeling after this game?
Definitely stressed out. I mean, the first half of the season, everyone was always talking about, we're definitely going to score a minimum of 2 goals, and it depends who you talk to. The predictions were like 3-something, 2-something at least, or 4-something even. Some people were saying, no, it's where's the first goal going to come from? I didn't see anything in terms of the link play. I mean, are we doing all long balls now? What is the plan? So it really worries me. We came from a record-breaking at minimum 2 goals a game team to trying to scrape in that 1 goal. But that is not even from open play. So it's worrying. I don't see where we're going to go from here.
So everybody's worried. Look, me, I'm trying to stay as positive as possible, and I'll see this game as a, we did not play well whatsoever. We managed somehow to qualify, and it took me back to the feelings of when we played Rio Avenue, when we had no idea, no business how to get back into that game, and we finally won. And maybe on the next round they were talking about some possible English opposition in the next ones. I know, people talking about, Inter doesn't have any other competitions, this and that. I just think it's good for the rotation of the team. We're going to talk about the players. I'm going to pull this up, guys. Let me see here. So if I go, let me pull it up. So this is from Sports Media Set, right? So they're starting. I did the Google Translate. So if it doesn't make any sense, that's Google's fault. But let's take it through all of us. So we have Çalhanoğlu 4.5, right? Romagnoli 5. Donnarumma, obviously, he's the one that really saved us on this game here. Leao 5, and Ben Nabuhan, that's the one that scored that goal, giving him a high raise. But saying, Çalhanoğlu, and I've been saying in the last couple of podcasts, is that it looks like the team has been going the way Çalhanoğlu's performance have been going. When we came back from that team, against Crotone, just the way he opened up the game, and Steve keeps on reminding me, but that was Crotone. But I just feel like, I don't know, like the way they contained Çalhanoğlu, Gio, looking at all these stats, right? And the way I said, I go, other than Frank Kessie, I don't see. Rebic was nowhere to be found today. I have no idea what he was doing. I'm not going to shit on him because it's his first game that I've seen him play this bad. David, you could mute yourself because we don't have to hear you, puffing. Thank you very much. Romagnoli. You know what? Gio, let's go with you. Your reactions to these things. Your which players? I know Romagnoli is going to come up if you want to talk about him. What do you think?
Vinny, since the first time I talked to you, I've always loved Romagnoli. For the last 4 years, I've been getting all 3 jerseys with his name on his back. But he's starting to worry me now. Because when you like a player, you can see his efficiencies, but you don't want to point them out. And he's been starting to worry. I don't know if it's the pressure of the team doing good. So now the microscope is on him. It's on him, and everybody's looking. Like I've been saying, like right here in the state, in California, we're on Through the End, and that's the main channel for Univision. I'm happy that we're on there, but the microscope is on him, and I don't know if he could deal with the pressure.
Hakan.
And Hakan gotta, to me, is like, you're not worth the money that you want. If you feel that you're worth that money, take the 3.5 and get the bonuses, and then earn your money. Because we're not at the point right now that we're in a limbo. We're struggling. We don't even know. Some people say that we're not going to make Champions League. I still believe. I'm on the bus. So, the
Romagnoli talks have been going rampant the last couple of weeks, and Facebook Frank reached out on Facebook, and he's saying, people want to talk about how Romagnoli gave him so much space, but he also said that if you look at Tomori, that left him. He was saying, look at Tomori, left him all alone, and to defend, not excusing that he left him all that space, but you, Youssef, are you worried about Romagnoli? And it's easy to say, let's bench him, but let's welcome Anwar is here. How are you? Bonsoir. Or is it night?
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir. We're basically going. We're going. Everybody. We're asking about player performances right now. We're kind of giving our thoughts on Romagnoli. But with Youssef, how about you? What do you think, Romagnoli? Your feelings?
This guy went from the only defender with Van Dijk, who was voted the best player in the world, who are the least dribbled, or they have never been dribbled for an entire season, I think, to a guy who gives attackers one-on-one 4 or 5 yards so they can go around them, or even not going around them, just give them the space so they can shoot. And it happened today. Even I understand Tomori was not beside him, he was not helping him out, and he left him one-on-one situation. But how do you go from that level to just plummeting? It doesn't make any sense, especially with a good atmosphere. The team are in a Champions League spot. And speaking of Champions League, you asked us just now whether we are worried or what. Are we worried about not winning the Scudetto? No, I'm worried about not even qualifying to Champions League now, because our captain is just fucking things up. And beside the technical issues and the footballing issues, the leadership is absolutely lacking. He's a silent leader, which is not a good thing among a young squad. Just I don't know.
Especially when you're not winning, right? Especially when you're not winning. I don't know. We don't know what's going on in the dressing room, but where do you stand, Fabio, with this whole talk of Romagnoli? I really thought that we're going to bench him today, maybe to give a rotation kind of thing. But I don't know. How do you feel about Romagnoli?
Oh, I think he's had a couple of really bad games. I feel like the whole team right now has lost their mojo. Just for the last couple of weeks. I think since what Tommy said, since that Atalanta game, it's all of a sudden put this little seed of doubt. Hey, you guys maybe aren't as good No more dancing on the bus and going crazy after the game, because if you don't keep winning and show those kind of performances, it's crazy how dramatic the season's already been. 1 second, you got 2 goals every game, right? Got pretty nice and expected. Oh, we score goals now. Now it's like, no, we don't. It's really hard if it's not Ibra scoring the goal, if it's not a penalty. I mean, even today, we got a penalty. We scored the goal. Great. That's the only goal we got. Nothing from the play. I mean, Romagnoli, he looks like he's taking a step back. I wish he could be like he's injured. That's why he seems like he lost his step, but just seems like everybody, like Lukaku's in form. All these other teams are in form. I mean, even this team today, I'm telling you, that last 10 minutes of the game, guys, I really had this dread, like, oh my God, they get like, please don't do it. Don't do it. Like, I thought we were past this. We got to a point, we're winners now. We're not going to go back to, we lose. They got 1 miracle goal. We're not going to give them a second one, are we? And thank God it didn't happen. But
it's been a while since I haven't stressed in the last 10 minutes of the game the way I stressed out on this one here. Tommy, your feelings on Romagnoli is maybe a benching.
I would have put him on the bench. I would have started Gabbia. I like Gabbia 100 times better than Romagnoli anytime.
But Gabbia is still injured. Are you going with
no, Gabbia is not injured anymore. Gabbia is on the bench right now.
So you wouldn't have put Kalulu. You wouldn't have put
Kalulu. This guy, I'm telling you, we have a champion, a future champion on the bench. Let me tell you something. If this guy, if you see, this is what I have it against Pioli. If you see that your tactics are not working, 1, 2, 3, 4, but now you lost almost the last 3 games, you lost them all. Change. Like Ancelotti used to do. Why don't you make his thing? When they sold Shevchenko, Ancelotti went to a 5-4-1 because he had no more attacker. He only went with a sole striker, which was Inzaghi. Milan, let's face it, it's not going to be Mandzukic. It's not going to be Leao. It's not going to be anybody else but Ibra. So if your tactics are not doing anything anymore, change tactics. Play a 5-4-1. If you have trouble scoring and you have trouble containing a midfield and your defense is whoosh, maybe you need somebody more back and make it like a nice wall in defense and make a solid center field, and you have an attacker. So change things around. You can't keep on having the 4-4-3 because it's not working right now. It is not working. And if you cannot change your tactics, well, man, maybe we're not even going to get into Champions League, not even this year. The way it's going lately.
We gotta get rid of this negativity, guys. Get rid of this negativity. But I like what you're bringing up, Tommy. And I know on the other side of the coin, changing formation could be said, but how easy is it to change? After all these weeks that we played this formation, David, for a guy like Romagnoli, would you be more on the side of let me bench him or let me change formation and bring him more support?
Well, being our captain, even though captain, like you guys said about Steve, that it's just an armband, anyone could be a captain. Yes, I would want to bench him just to send us a sign, but at the same time a message. But I don't think it's going to work right now. It's not one player that needs to get; it's the whole team, and a formation will help that, guys. Red Star, no offense to Red Star, but what are we going to do against teams like Manchester United, Ajax, all these other teams coming in? What are we going to do against them? Like, these other teams are apart. Like I said, no disrespect to that team, but oh my God, they were making us look like a triple A team. Like it was nothing. Like I couldn't believe that from every single player. Like Romagnoli, wow, I couldn't believe what was happening. Ibra and Rebic, Ibra sent them a beautiful pass, couldn't put it in. Then Ibra was all by himself. It's like Rebic didn't want to know nothing anymore. He's like, you know what? I'm going to put it in. I'm going to be the hero of the game. And then Theo comes in after. That changed a bit. Dalot, I don't want to even start on Dalot. Lavia had a bit of miss. The whole team, I don't know what's missing, but a shock to the system has to be. Now, these 5 past games that we didn't win one, what we need? We are shellacking like Inter? No. Like a lot of people are saying, when we face a strong team, we're going to come together, we're going to beat the strong team. We couldn't beat Spezia, we couldn't beat the Red Star, and we got demolished by Atalanta and Inter. What else do you want? Now we have Roma, with Zaniolo and other teams coming up. Guys, we have to wake up, and like Tommy said, change formation. I think is the way to go. Don't bench anyone. Don't make the morale lower than it is. believe in the team, just change formation. It's gonna make them think, okay, you know what? We're still here. We're gonna come together. We're gonna fight. And that doesn't work. Like I said, I'm a realist. Want my team to make it to the Champions League. I want my team to win the Scudetto. Negativity or non-negativity, we need to stand up and we need to fight until the end. And we cannot stop dropping these little points to these teams. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yes, Simon Dunn. I think it's David's microphone that's a bit off there because everybody else sounds beautiful. It's got to be those Apple AirPods at $700 that you have over there. But Uzni, how about you? Are you worried about? Would you bench a guy like our captain, or would you go with a formation change?
To be honest, and if it's about Romagnoli, I don't think it's about him anymore. You know, I mean, he's had bad performances before, but putting him in that position, I think Pioli's going to take the blame at this point. I think it's come to that. You know, this is the standard of the captain. This is the standard of the player, and you know, just like how I was mentioning just now, is that if Romagnoli gives everyone the additional, I know it's meters, maybe 2 or 3 meters of space, everyone's going to pick up on this. And the next game we're going to play against Roma, Fonseca is going to tell Zeko, okay, just hang back with Romagnoli, right, almost next to him. We're going to throw a long ball to you, and you're very much free on goal. This is going to be the same game plan from any team because they're going to exploit this weakness. And it's to the point whereby if we don't bench Romagnoli, or I don't know what, sub him at halftime or after a really bad run of minutes, you've got to send the message that this sort of performance is not acceptable. I mean, everyone is going to look to the captain and say, okay, this guy is behind, and you know, no matter how much or how hard I'm trying, and even if I was to score goals, there's always going to be this permanent gap in the back. It's really going to demotivate the whole team, you know, saying that why should I even bother? This guy is not playing up to standard, and he's still on the team.
It's a good points from over there, you know, and it's not like we're shitting on the guy. Just like, look, you're not having the best of time, and you know, every great player. I'm not saying he's a legend or anything like that, but these kind of players will go through these lulls. How about you, Anwar? Are you with everybody, maybe benching him or maybe changing formation? How do you feel about especially Romagnoli?
Well, I think you already know my view about Romagnoli, Vinny. I already mentioned so many times over. Not just pointing out the mistakes, but the overall look about the player. Do I think he's Milan captain material? I do not think so. Do I love Romagnoli? Yes. I miss the long hair Romagnoli back from, I don't know, Montella days. That was a beast, to be honest. And the point is, I don't think that he's getting any better. I don't think, even if he gets back to form, I don't see him there in the top 10 best defenders in the world, and probably will have younger talents showing up in Europe. So my best ideal deal will be to sell him in the summer and make profit out of that and go for a different defender. I mentioned that so many times. I think there are so many available defenders that we can get for almost free. That might sound silly, but I like Pepe from Porto. He's very experienced. His mentality completely changed at some point in his career. He does not get any red cards and so on and so on. So many players like that we can make use of. And the best example is when we got Kier. And I think that's a deal that we should reckon with, especially in COVID time. So benching Romagnoli, I think, yes, he should be benched. No player is above the team. He's underperforming. He's hurting the team now more than he's helping them. And I think every player deserves a breath. I think Romagnoli's time is now for such a breath. Since he came back from the injury, I haven't seen any good game from Romagnoli or any tackle I can really remember. Like, maybe if you're talking about great defenders, you always have some sort of video that you recall, or I don't know, a challenge that he should have make or something like that. As for the team, I think compared to last year, the whole level dropped, even from the beginning of the year, even with the wins. We didn't win with the same margins. Remember last year, we finished with a score of 3 goals to 0 and stuff like that. But this year, it's almost like we win with the second margin in the second halftime. We get a penalty, we score with Theo or something like that. So the main problem here is Pioli.
he should not give up to the pressure. I think it's getting to him. Changing formation, I do not think it's the best right path to do right now. He should think probably about a plan B, because we do not have a plan B. We only have one formation, and that's the only thing we can work out with. I don't think that's a great coaching decision from Pioli as well. Tonight, I think he was very confused. I didn't even see the gameplay. Like Dalot on the left, Hakan playing again as a wing after 2 years, maybe not playing there. Krunic as just so much a mess. When you look at the game plan, that's a mess.
And it was definitely. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Like if you think about it, football is very simple. How are you gonna build up the play with such player? Are you gonna build up with Krunic and Mete? I mean, they're not even the best players from the teams we got. So let's think about it. We're speaking about Milan. We're not Torino. We're not Spezia. We're not any of these other teams. I think the fans should level up with the actual modern football. Stop protecting players so much. You should give them criticism when they deserve to. I think Romagnoli deserves criticism right now. Not only him, but the whole team, including the coach. I think even the words that I've heard last time, like he said something. If someone told me I'll be second right now, I would not believe it. Or so,
yeah,
that's for me. That's not a good sentence.
No, we spoke about that on the podcast. No, we spoke about it on the podcast, and it's we all feel it. You know, we all felt it, and we've been saying it. But as a coach, it's not something you want to come out and say. It's like, well, you know, somebody. I think maybe just the pressure got to us. Yeah, after a derby, and guys on Romagnoli, and Romagnoli, like, you know, one Salazar is saying is like, I'm with him. Is like to keep on benching him. You know, to sell him outright. Look, the only way I would sell Romagnoli would be.
I think he has 1 year after his contract now.
The only way I would sell him, because to me it's like, has he peaked? From what we've seen this year, we haven't seen him like, you know, oh my God, he's been so great and he just took a dip. It just seems like, you know, that progression has been to a certain level. Unless somebody comes around with like 40 million euros, I think some
Premier League team will do that, Vinny. The Premier League teams, sometimes they go crazy. Like they bought Sigurdsson for 70 million or something like that. So
if they want to give us the money,
they come knocking on the door for makers, players like Castillejo. I don't mind. Like, give them the whole package. Some players deserve the Milan shirt for sure, but some others do not. I think the leadership should be changed in the dressing room. Not in a way to insult Romagnoli, but I think some other players have much more charisma and the character in the dressing room. Casey is one for sure. Maybe Donnarumma as well. Even if he's young, I think he can speak up to the team. He can level up if the team is underperforming. And today he saved Milan from getting eliminated. I think
he definitely did.
Tomori was exceptional again. You remember the first game he played in the derby? Probably no one really paid attention to that, but the way he pushed Martinez and Lukaku all the way to the midfield to get the ball, nobody even talked about that, even in the analysis. But the guy knows how to play Premier League football, and Lukaku is a Premier League striker. He knows how to defend against that. Why not use him? Why did you get him if you're not gonna use him? Like stuff like that. I think Pioli needs to think deeper about how to use the players properly.
It's a definite thing to think about, and I keep on, you know, thinking of like, if we would have like maybe won one of these games in the last 4, would we be talking this way about how we've seen Romagnoli? We only wish him the best, guys. You know, it's like we're not saying, oh, he's a shit player, this and that. Everybody's got our own opinions, but it's just to support our team. And, you know, like even Romagnoli has been that one constant, right? Like Facebook Frank is mentioning now, is like he's had Kier, he's had the Musacchio, he's got, you know, all these different types of partners, and we only wish him the best. But I'm on the side that we probably need to bench him. I really thought this was going to be the game. You know, let's take this game to bench him, but this wasn't the case. In the end, guys, we got to think about Roma on Sunday, right? Europa League, all depending who we get. If we get a bigger team, we get a bigger team. Yeah, Tom. Yes, go ahead, Tommy.
Look. Go. Calabria last year, how many times did he ride the bench? And today, this year, he's completely a different player. So that's why maybe we need to do the same thing with Romagnoli.
Yes, he needs to train harder. He needs to run.
But you know what? If you look at the Coppa Italia game, guys, he played good.
Anymore.
So say that again,
yes, for
Fabio.
sure. But I think
So be happy. we don't have an option like Mustaki, what he did the night before. Thank God he's not on the team. Thank God you can have him, Lazio. You can have him.
bro, watching Musakio against Inter and Juve, I was so scared, man. Just seeing him standing there, oh my God.
But honestly,
guys, on a side note, I popped in. I opened up my. Let me remind you of something. Guys, just a little side note. I popped up my PlayStation 3 and I had forgotten that I downloaded FIFA 19 and I played a game. 2 words, gentlemen. Lucas Biglia. Huh? Remember that, guys? Lucas Biglia. How much do we?
I mean,
25 milioni.
As he is on the pitch. Like, let's put it up.
25
guys,
million
honestly,
euros, this guy.
yeah.
Say that again, Noah?
I think he was getting the highest salary in the team at some point.
Yeah, no, he definitely was. He definitely was. I looked at the starting lineup. I'm like, can I upload the rosters? No, it wasn't uploading the rosters. But guys, in the end, let me go. We're gonna finish off with this one. I'm gonna ask you guys all this question here: Europa League. Do we throw in everything into the Europa League and still strive for top 4, or do we just, Europa League, we'll still put our second team and hope for the best? Gio, how about you? Do you want to let's go shoot for the stars, or whatever happens?
We need the money. Like, that's what I want people to realize. Like, as a Milan fan, like, like I've seen a couple comments by Patreons that, oh, we missed out on Fofana. We did that. Well, we're not going to spend 30 million pounds for a defender no more. If we do it, we're going to do it with Tomori, and we're going to be smart. We're going to take them on loan. If we make Champions League, we'll use that money. But we need every money that we got. I'm good. Hey, Pakistan, you're doing good. That's good. In 2 years, they'll sell you for 75 million. They'll sell you for 75 million. We get 20% of that. So right now, everybody as a Milan fan got to change their mind. We're going to penny pinch until we're back in the Champions League for a long time. And I'll take any money that I could get. Every round that we advance, that's good money for us, so we can spend in the summer.
I'm with you on that one, definitely with the money. Youssef, how about you? Do you want to try our best at the Europa League, or do we still field our bench team and hope for the best?
Surprisingly, I'm with Tommy this time.
Ooh.
The Europa League is for Juventus and Inter. We are a Champions League caliber.
We should not be proud of that, for sure.
Yeah, well,
but Europa League gets you into the Champions League, guys. Let's not forget that.
No, but only if you win. We're not gonna win against Arsenal. Even Arsenal is doing shit right now. We're not gonna win against the likes of Tottenham and Manchester United. Even Ajax will win like 3-0 against us, which is exactly what's gonna happen this coming weekend against Roma. We're losing against Roma. That's
Youssef,
my prediction.
I love your reverse psychology. Love it. So you're with Tommy.
Anyway, so yeah. Focus on the league. 1 point above 5th place. Let's get to Champions League. Let's do these purchases with the money of the Champions League. Just just like what Gio said, and the hell with the Europa League. I don't care.
I have a question for you
so
guys,
at least Youssef is straight. If Youssef at least is saying this is I don't care about this tournament, whether we win or not. But who had a question there? I know.
Yes, Vinny. Do you really think that Inter is a top European team? Because I cannot really see Inter in the top 15 or 20 European teams.
If they weren't going to be out of the Champions League.
Yes, but for sure, like the last 4 times they qualified for Champions League, I think they missed out on the groups. So
no, I'll put Inter in the top 15, 20 Yeah, no, yeah. Inter is a top 15, 20 team in the world right now. You can't deny that,
Honestly,
guys.
if you take
Sorry.
out Lukaku, I do not see
Tu sei
that team that
pazzo, tu
strong.
sei pazzo.
Look,
L'Inter è finita l'Inter.
Okay, before we get into another scuffle, I just want to ask everybody about the Europa League. Fabio, are you let's go for this Europa League, or like, hey, whatever happens, happens?
I mean, every tournament, every time we play, we should obviously be going all 3 points, full steam ahead. I think, yeah, we need to win it, and it's another way into the Champions League. But if we play the way we do today, we're not going very far. Don't worry about it, because we're not going to win it. We got to pay attention to the league, to be honest. I thought today we should have done better. Something good to go into Roma. But, all right, listen.
Hey, it's still something good. We qualified. We'll go. I'll always take the positive side. Tom, even though I know your answer, I'm still gonna let you answer.
I'm gonna tell you one thing.
Okay, go ahead.
On the podcast, you guys were saying picche parapacchio. Il Milan, la migliore difesa del mondo was when il Milan had Maldini, Costa Curta, Baresi e Tassotti. Only
Tommy, you sound like a broken rope.
Aspetta, let me talk. Tassotti was the only one that came from La Lazio. So if you want to tell me what's the best defense Milan could do, get them from La Primavera. It's not going to cost you a penny. You build them up, and believe me, you could have a world-class defense, because Maldini didn't come from anywhere else from La Primavera. Costa Curta didn't come from anywhere else from La Primavera. Baresi from the same thing, and Tassotti came from 1 year that he came from Lazio. It didn't cost Milan a penny. So if you really want to have a solid defense, start building your youth. That's the only way you're actually going to go. And instead of going and buy these guys at 20 million, this other guy at 25 million, this other guy on the loan, non si capisce più niente, who's coming on. Next year, you're going to have to send them away. Si capisce più niente. If you don't have a youth system, you're not going to go anywhere. That's the problem with Milan. The youth system is not what it used to be before. And unless we start building up our youth, the youth system, we're not going to go anywhere. Unfortunately, that's the truth. Because all the big players, like Albertini, and all these big players that we used to know, they came from the youth system that was a good youth system. And another thing, Milan, if you think Milan's going to win the Europa League, when in 95 they had one of the best teams, and still they didn't do nothing in the Europa League, I don't think we're going to win the Europa League this year either.
So you don't care about the Europa League. You're saying
mi farei eliminare. I would get eliminated purposely, because I need to concentrate on La Serie A, where the money is. La Serie A. If you don't go far,
that's where the money is.
Yeah, that's where the money is. Vinci lo scudetto and go to Champions League. That's what you have to do.
So I got your answer. Scudetto race, not the Europa League. David, are you with Tommy? Are you with everybody else? Do you want to go for the Europa League or whatever comes, whatever floats our boat?
Tommy, I love you, but stop living in the past, man. It's not the way it's.
No, it's not that. That's all living in the past. It's because look, you're not building nothing. Tell me, Milan, a player that they have built lately, apart from Donnarumma, they have built nothing. So if you don't have a youth, Calabria, that's about it. That's about it. Il resto non esiste più un cazzo.
Calabria. Gabbia.
But that's
Maldini.
it. But do they see?
Cutrone got us 25 million.
You see them play? Do you see them play?
No.
So maybe our system is broken. That's what you're saying.
Our system, they should focus on the youth.
Okay,
David,
so
Europa League or no?
Europa League for sure. We need to get every money we can to get ourselves a debt and buy players. I agree with Tommy a bit of the Primavera has to be fixed, but it's not going to be fixed overnight. So yes, Focus on Europa, focus on Serie A, get to Champions League, same time focus on Primavera and move forward. But it's not going to happen overnight. And I understand this as a Milan fan. We've been through hell for 10 years. We're doing finally well. The light is starting to come out. We'll figure it out and we'll move on from there.
All right. I like that one. How about you, Husney? Are you with Tommy? Or are you with everybody else? See what sticks.
I'll be honest. Before the winter mercato opened, what I was telling the guys was that we should sell everything to put all our money in for the Serie A. I'm done with this Europa League. Europa League is nothing. No one even remembers who played the Europa League in the past few years, but they always remember the Champions League. So if it were up to me, I would have for the winter mercato, we would have sold Casemiro, sold Milanello. I wanted to buy Haaland or whoever. Just go all in, because other than winning the Scudetto, I cannot stand to see Inter, being distant of it. We'll never hear the end of it.
I know. Okay, so everybody's on this, Europa League or whatever. But Anwar, are you the same? You with Tommy on this one? It's like whatever happens, Europa League, or you want to try to balance, or it's let's go straight in for the Scudetto race. Top four race. Sorry.
Yeah, I think the main objective is Scudetto. But if you cannot, I think every team should be trying to strive to win every competition, especially Milan. If you respect the history of this team, even if you're playing a small competition, a friendly one, just try to win it. Other than that, I think it's good for the players. They're young. They need competition in Europe. They need to see how some teams play. They need some other styles of playing that they're not used to. I don't think any of these players did play in Europe as much as Ibra or the experienced ones. So yeah, they need that before the Champions League. I don't want to see Milan lose to Bayern by 6 or 7. I'd rather stick to Europa League than watching Milan get beaten the way Barca did or something like that. So yes, train hard for Europe, but try. The main objective is the Scudetto. But I agree with Tommy for the Primavera. I think either you get key players, the one that gonna serve for the future, and you keep them at the club, or you do just like Madrid or Chelsea is doing, or Arsenal. They bring youth players. They make, I think, 100 million a year or by loaning them and selling from the academy. If you look at the La Liga, I think Real Madrid have so many players from their youth sector in other Spanish clubs, and if they shine up, they try to come back to Madrid. So yes, I think that's a great plan for the future. It should be a key objective as well, and Milan is used to that. We always had the players from the youth sector in our 11.
No, that makes a lot of sense. And guys, we could, knowing us right now, especially with Tommy here, we could talk all night. But guys, definitely next Sunday, an hour before the game time, we'll do our pregame chat once again, whoever's available. And you know what, Tommy, I'm gonna let you answer this one. MKD wants to know what player in Juventus have come up from their youth system and are dominating in Serie A.
Sono tutte merda.
There's no competition.
Sono tutte merda, Juventus. Nobody. Fanno tutti schifo. That's my answer.
The entire of Serie A is the youth system for Juventus. They just get everyone in Serie A.
Benny, one last question.
But also, like for the 9 last years, no competition was actually there for Juventus. Like all other Italian teams were not good. Lazio could not beat them. Any other team
everybody was all Serie A's fault. But Gio, you said you had a question. What? A question for me or a question for everybody?
Nah, man. It's a question for you, man, because they blame me for not wearing a jersey on Sunday. But I was just supporting the bus.
That was you, Seth.
But I just want to know if it's okay to switch the routine because I just ordered a couple more
Yusuf knows. Yusuf knows it was his fault, and he was trying to throw you down. I'm like, no, I'm not going down by myself, right? So let me go with the Gio. But no, your collection of jerseys is fantastic. Keep up the good work from there, Yusuf. You can't start pointing fingers at your fellow Patreon member over there. It was a bit your fault,
it's his
right?
problem. It's absolutely this guy's problem. Where is he? This guy.
But guys, definitely on Sunday, we'll be back on 1 hour before game time. Thank you very much for everybody joining from the 4 corners of the world. Always appreciate you guys talking. And what do you got there, Fabio? You're stretching. What's going on?
Vinny, Come on, you're not gonna
Yeah.
let us end it without saying happy birthday to you, my man. Come on, we barely talked about it. It's your birthday. We gotta.
That's right.
Happy
That's
birthday,
right.
man.
Happy
What are we
Happy
saying?
birthday.
What are we,
Happy
16? We
birthday.
got
Bravo, bravo.
Thank you
Four.
very much. Thank you very much. 41, and I feel like I can play like Zlatan. I still have no idea how this guy plays at his age there, but I do not look 41. The beard has never grown. Hey guys, when I'm 70, I'll look 50. What do you want to do? But thank you for the birthday wishes, and don't forget to wish Ric Flair a happy birthday as well. Huh? Don't forget, guys. But thank you very much. Woo! And let's hope we do have a woo on this Sunday against Roma. Hopefully, Roma comes up with their lackluster selves as we're used to. Anybody interested? We shall see. Yusuf, I know you already said we're losing. You better be on this Sunday at the 1:45. If not, we're gonna tell you off on the Monday's podcast. But Gio, see him. What do you need me? 5:30 in the morning. What do you need me? 6 o'clock at night? No problem. He's always there. And he was extra drinking a beer, and it was 5 o'clock in the morning for him. God bless you, my friend. God bless you. But guys, thank you so very much. Tommy, thank you. Toujours un plaisir. Us, we have everything in different languages here. Fabio, Tommy, David, Yusuf, Gio. Guys, thank you so very much. We shall see each other this Sunday, 1 hour before game time. Ovunque sempre, everybody.
Forza Milan.
Have a good night. Ciao, guys.
Ciao, ciao.